to vinyl and I'm getting my first turntable. First complete turntable, I would say. When I was little, probably around 5-6 years old, I remembered my mother had a vintage system that's got like 2 speakers and receiver, and on top of the receiver there's a record player. It's like a built-in unit. So that was the time my first encountered LP records. At the around of 8 years old, my mom's younger brother helped her to get a new system. Now that was something that looks pretty serious to me. That time she bought the Technics SLQ3 quad slot direct drive turntable, a Marantz 4025 tape receiver, and 2 Marantz speakers. Now those 2 Marantz speakers that has similar drivers as the JBL's models. Now I remembered I was really happy too, because I always liked audio system when I was young. And I remember that I was using the pocket money that my parents gave me to buy some records and to buy some tape to record music and to listen to the music on the Walkman that my mom gave me. Now, fast forward to my university time, I finally have my chance to get turntables for myself. Now, I was not a rich kid back in those days, and the first turntable I had was a Thorons 121 with SME 3009 tone amp. Now, the plinth was a homemade plinth, so it was pretty rotten. Now, the entire thing I got, if I remember correctly, it was 200 Australian dollars. So it was really good budget for me. But the Thorons 121 would only do 33 RPMs. And the conditions of the 3009 tone arm wasn't really good. I think one of those knife bearings actually needs to be replaced. I still haven't got around to do it yet. It was probably the really early version of the 3009. Still has a detachable attached shelf. Then later on, I got my second turntable, which is the Technics SP10 Mark II. Now, that is something really nice. And it was a second-hand too. But I only had the turntable itself. No plinth, no tone arm, nothing else, just a turntable. I was thinking, well, because I have to save money, so that is where I try to put together a record system. Then later, I bought this particular Rega RB300 tone arm. I can't really remember how much I got it from. It's probably around, I don't know, 3,000 Hong Kong dollars. That's probably like 500 to 600 Australian dollars back in those days. Something like that. I really like the RB300 tone arm. I've even actually rewired the tone arm internal wiring with the Vandenhout wires, and also changed the RCA plugs to WBD plugs myself. Now, and then I've also saved money to get my first more serious cartridge, which is the Shure V15 Mark V. It was around 1,900 Hong Kong dollars, so it's probably around 230 US dollars, something like that. Now, to me, back in those days, it cost a lot of money, and it is definitely hurting my wallet. Not breaking my bank yet, but hurting my wallet. Sometime later, another friend gave me a Sumiko Bluepoint Special. This is an MC cartridge. I've never used this before. It's just been sitting here for a long time. My friend told me that he wouldn't remember where he got it from, but he was so generous to actually give it to me. Then after university, I moved back to Hong Kong to work, and then everything was actually left in Australia, except these few pieces that I recently brought back to Hong Kong before the pandemic. And now there is about 20 years of gap that I have not touch any vinyls or play with anything vinyl record whatsoever. So I thought that Now I have the chance to get back to vinyl, and I was thinking which player I should get. So I asked a good friend of mine. He's actually a seasoned audiophile. He tests a lot of mid-fi high-end equipments, and he knows really well a lot of stuff. So I asked him, if I spend around say US dollars 500 to 1,200 US dollars, which is roughly like 5,000 Hong Kong dollars to 10,000 Hong Kong dollars, what can I get? That's the budget that I can allocate. And I was thinking the Project Debut Carbon Evo or the X1 if I can stretch. And then I also asked him what he thinks about the Rega P3 and P6. Now, he prefers weight, so he likes more hefty record player. And so he said the Project Debut Carbon Evo is okay, but the X1 is like better than the Evo by quite a margin. So I thought, okay, well then I will stretch my budget to get an X1. So I asked him where I can get it from. He introduced me to a shop in Central. Now, I went there, and the manager was really nice to me. He was really helpful, but then they are not carrying project turntables anymore. So I was a bit disappointed, but then he introduced me EAT turntables, European Audio Team. Now, those turntable looks nice. The Prelude was nice. He gave me a good price. I thought that maybe that could be a good choice over the X1. And I also looked at the B Sharp, the EAT B Sharp. That is a good all-round turntable. Then I was thinking back and forth because it has an aluminum finish on the tone arm, which is the bearing hub, and also the platter. Now I was thinking, because in Hong Kong the weather is humid and hot in summer. It's cold and it's okay cold, and dry in winter time. So the weather is really bad for any metals that will likely to get corrosions or oxidations. Now then, I was doing more research on the EAT turntable, and I found a second-hand one. I think it would be a couple of years old. It was a C sharp, and the aluminum edges on the platter was actually oxidized, and the hub on the tone arm is also got oxidation on it. So I thought that, well, I would like to keep the turntable that I buy for a long time. So with all that thinking, I just go back and bought the Rega P6. I got the P6 with the exact cartridge, because I will start off with the cartridge and explore around first before I will move on to try the MC cartridge, because usually the MC cartridge are even more expensive. Okay. Ta-da! P6 instructions menu. The new power supply. And the rest will be like so. Warranty card. We got a warranty card from the distributor in Hong Kong. I got it from Micro Audio. They are located in Mongkok. I've known them for a long time. They have good service and good pricing. Okay. I think I should be lifting this off. Okay, that is the lid, which is in smoky color. Here for the moment. Stay here for the moment. Wait, go away, rubbish. Okay, that must be the platter. Yes, it weighed a bit. It's glass platter, D-layer black glass platter. And that is light. That is seriously light. Stainless steel counterweight. Wow, that looks so great. I don't even know where I should start. Nice quality tone arm cable, which looks like an improvement over the older RB300 version. I'm actually one of those person that will actually keep every bit of the packing, except that every bit of the packing materials, because I do keep my things, my gear for a long time, and I like to have the complete set of all the items that comes with it. This is so light. Look at that. Oh, here. Look at that. Okay. I believe I have to take this out. Wow. Let's have a spin first. Pretty cool. It looks like that has been sitting there for a while. And the belt. The belt is like shaped. Should be fine. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay, there's a small amount of play there. You can probably hear. Not too bad, still pretty tight. But that is to be checked out later. Why is there noise? The wall vault. is the plug for the here to the power supply. It is so light that I can actually hold it with one hand. Okay, while the arm is still secured, this is how the bottom looks like. The tone arm secured to the beam structures that Rega is referring to. The tone arm cable is one piece from the tone arm. It's been secured out like so. These feet are actually pretty hard. They're not kind of like soft rubber. Not exactly soft. Yeah, and the motor is here. Not much there. Here, yep. For fine-tuning the speed, I will look into that and see how to adjust it, and I may make another video on that. Maybe it's because there aren't many people buying turntables in Hong Kong, and the stock has been sitting there for quite a while. It needs to run a bit. Turn it on. There we go, it's running. Ta-da! Okay, now it is for the deeper look into the Rega P6. Firstly, let's have a look at the Sub-platter. When I was checking specifications in the internet, I get really curious. What is the weight of this? Okay, so it is about 2.1 kilogram. Pretty good. What is the weight for this Sub-platter? Let me slowly remove this. Just turn it upside down. So it's about 0.333. Very exact. This is called accuracy of engineering. Many YouTube's videos said that this is actually one piece. Now, close examination shows this half, this bit here, should be stainless steel. It definitely has a different color than the rest. Okay, so all of these here would be one piece of machined aluminium. And what will be the size of this? 8 millimeters sharp. Really precise. That will look like a 5 millimeter ball bearing then. Okay, great. Very close tolerance. Yep, I use my trusty Trinity bearing oil, which I use a lot when I was still playing with radio control cars. This is extremely good oil, and the viscosity looks pretty similar to the one that is originally in there. More sound vibration tests. Okay, and the plinth sounds like this. Now, while sound of the platter, and when everything is assembled, let's see how lively it is. It's pretty good. If without the felt, pretty good. Not too lively. Let's turn it upside down and have a look at what's inside the motor assembly. Matching motor in electronics. Nice. If size matters, 17 millimeters. 2.5. It comes to about 2.5 millimeters. Okay. Ground wire is right here. Now, I don't really think you should do something that I'm doing now, because there's a possibility of voiding the warranty. Okay, let's have a look in detail. This is really neat work. Absolutely amazing. Now, some people in the forum mentioned that these caps are running above the 35 volt rating. Let me just double check that. Okay, using the fluke meter that I can trust, measuring the voltage. It's about 30 volt DC. It's got about 5 volt margin. Okay, great. Firstly, there are a few reasons why I choose Rega over other turntables. Is because my living space at the moment is not huge, and a more lightweight, more compact sized turntable like this would be a good choice, because when I'm not listening to the vinyl, then I can actually hide my table somewhere, store it up, and then when I want to listen to it, I can take it out again. It is easy to set up. There's not a lot of adjustments to do whenever each time I take it out to listen to music. Now, and the reason why I choose P6 over P3 are these concerns. Now, P6, what is extra is the power supply, the new power supply, the aluminum sub-platter, the dual layer glass platter, the 10 cast 8 plinth, stainless steel counterweight, as well as the exact cartridge. Now, if I get the P3 with the LS cartridge, I can upgrade to the exact cartridge. I think I can still buy stainless steel or tungsten counterweight. I think I can also upgrade the dual layer platter. I can upgrade the aluminum sub-platter as well. Not sure if Rega is actually selling the same piece, but there's a Trace Groover brand that actually make another piece for the Rega table, and I can get the new power supply. There are two things that will still be different: the plinth, the 10 cast 8 plinth versus the P3 plinth, which is not that material, which is a little bit heavier. Now, the new power supply, the P6, is actually calibrated to this motor. For the P3, if I get the separate power supply as an upgrade, I don't think I will be able to tune it so that it matches the motor inside the P3. I can start with a lower pricing with the P3 system and then gradually upgrade, but that would actually cost more than what I got for the P6. So with that thought, I may just as well get the P6 instead. I hope you like this video. Subscribe and give me a like if you think this is useful to you, and I will see you next time.